Today's Power to Pivot workshop was so amazing, and I want to make this video so I can talk to my future self. And this is also a video for everyone else that needs some motivation. And here we go. I want you to know that you are at an amazing point in history, and everything that ever happened in the past happened because this moment had to be birthed. And I want you to know, Narosha, that you are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful work of art. And I just want you to feel it in your body. I want you to feel and embrace with all your senses beautiful work of art that you are. I guess we often tend to take ourselves for granted, the fact that we are able to breathe for granted. I think if I were an observer who was present while the universe was being crafted, while animals evolved and humans got involved eventually, I would have a lot more respect for my existence, because it took a lot of trial and error for this to become a product. Nature believes in trial and error. Just because, we're just born and we become aware of ourselves, we just take everything for granted. We take our existence for granted. But I just was thinking about it today, that it took so much. It took so much from nature, so much trial and error for you to exist. Because just the fact that we exist shows that we are proven to be able to survive. Everything else is fossil. There were different stages of evolution that took place, and beings that couldn't survive, they became fossil. They became extinct. So what does that mean? We are made to survive. Who you are today is a person who can survive. Our ancestors, our forefathers have survived, and everything that they survived, their resilience gave birth to you. That means you have it in your blood. And that has given me so much hope. I feel like that strength is inside of me. It's not even like something I have to build. It's something that's just there. It's just there waiting to be discovered and waiting to be claimed. It's like, you're sitting on a box of treasure and you're begging for money when the box is right there. It's right there, and the treasure is right there inside of you. And that's exactly what I want to tell myself. And today's program was so amazing. Every time I attend a Dean or Tony event, I'm just so pumped for life. I have this new zest for life, and I feel like I am just on fire for life, and I feel so privileged to be alive. I learned the value. I rediscover the value of the person I am, the strength that exists inside of me. So I just want to do a quick rundown on everything that I learned today and everything I want my future self to know. And I want to make eye contact with her, my future self, whenever she feels like she's not good enough, and all of that things that our mind likes to tell us sometimes. When she's thinking those thoughts, I want her to watch this video and learn a thing or two. So today I was really, really touched by Lisa's talk more than anything else. She was just mind-blowing. And the thing that really, really struck a chord with me was how she talked about trusting in our power to get up. Trust your get-ups. You can fall 1,000 times, but at one point, you're gonna fly. And one of those points, you're gonna fly, right? And that's what we are here to trust. We have faith that one of these times, we're gonna leap. We're gonna make that leap. We're gonna try countless ways to make things work. But one of those ways is definitely gonna make us and help us fly. And that was a huge eye opener for me. And just from watching that, I feel like I don't feel scared to fail. I think failure can be a great way to learn. And I know it's very cliche, but it just has given me a new perspective on falling, because when you fall, you learn a new skill, and then you keep trying to get back up. And then one of those times you're definitely going to take off and fly. And that's beautiful. And I'm so on fire just listening to that. And the other eye-opening message I got was from one of the speakers, Lewis, who talked about how he challenged himself, how he would go through his fear list and he would challenge himself to face each of his fears. He would do like a 30-day challenge or a 90-day challenge with himself. And I thought that was an incredible idea. And he talked about how, to be fearless, you have to go through your fear list, right? To be fearless, face your fear list. I think that was amazing. And I have this calendar, my message, every month I change my calendars. The cover for my calendar changes obviously every month. I flip over to the new page, and the message that I got from my calendar for this month was be fearless. It was just so apt. And now I'm going to write below that, to be fearless, face your fear list. And I'm going to write down a few things on my fear list. And, I love what he said about journaling things. Like you could journal, you could talk to people about being fearless, but the fear doesn't really get tackled until you take action. So repetition is key. If you're afraid of something, try to do it over and over and over. And that's how you tackle it. And I think that's an incredible idea. And I am pumped and I want to do that so bad in my life right now. So those were some of the major, most important takeaways for me. And today I was reading an article about how, how beautifully nature has designed everything, and we could learn so much from it, from things like leaves, things like just the way the most basic parts of a plant are designed. It was all a product of trial and error, something that nature believes in, right? And there were times, I'm sure in the different evolution stages, there were times when a part was shaped a certain way, but that didn't cause it to survive. So nature made it a fossil, it got rid of it, and then it tried a new way, a new design, and eventually that worked and the plant survived. And so we have rose plants now, right? It was a product of evolution. It was a product of trial and error. It didn't happen overnight. Nature wasn't like, okay, today I'm gonna come up with a rose plant. It took a lot of trial and error for it to get there. And the same thing with us. You just didn't the stork didn't just drop you on planet Earth out of nowhere. Your parents, your forefathers, your grandparents, your ancestors, they had to go through a hell lot and they survived. And that's how you were eventually born. You took birth and you are on planet Earth. Congratulations to you. Do you know how much it took for the universe, for nature, for your ancestors, for your forefathers, for your grandparents, for your parents to struggle to get to a point where you could be born. And I think that's amazing. That's an amazing privilege to have, that, you know, I have this legacy of nature backing me up, of so much trial and error that's happened, and I've evolved as a product of that. And it's in my blood. It's in my blood to evolve, and I just have to tap into that natural tendency of mine and not let my fears get in the way. I might be fearful, but I could always take steps, fail, do my trial and error process as I go, and become the best version of myself and continue to evolve. And I think that was just so eye-opening for me, and I would urge everyone else to do the same as well. I hope you're able to see your life in a completely different light, and feel free to share what your major takeaway was from today's Pivot to Power program, and would love to hear about other people's journeys and thoughts. Thank you.